Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Why did Justin Trudeau of Canada suddenly decide to escalate the fight with India? The immediate reason, of course, is that he needs the Khalistanis to survive a confidence vote in his parliament. He's that weak. He's a very, very unpopular person in Canada. Everyone hates him. So it suits him to pander a little bit to the Khalistani lobby by trying to look tough with India, though the fact is that we slapped him back much harder than he expected, and we will continue to slap him, diplomatically, of course. But now here's the real story. Trudeau is a doormat for the Americans. He is an American puppet. His real masters are in the CIA, and he's doing everything on behalf of the American deep state. Yes, the same American deep state that carried out the military coup in Bangladesh. And the fact is that the American deep state is not happy that after the last state elections, Narendra Modi is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger despite all their conspiracies against him, and consolidating and strengthening his political base. Ladies and gentlemen, the Americans have a problem with Narendra Modi. Let me put it very clearly. And they have a problem with Narendra Modi even more since 24th February 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine. And Narendra Modi flatly refused to join the American camp. The Americans kept asking him to, but Narendra Modi is firmly in the Indian camp, in Bharat's camp. The Americans don't like that. They don't like the fact that Narendra Modi helped the Russian and Indian economies in a mutually beneficial deal by buying Russian oil, a lot of Russian oil, and also getting S-400 missiles from Russia, keeping a very strong business and defense relationship with Russia and Vladimir Putin. That got further strengthened on the 8th of July this year, when 1 month after becoming Prime Minister for a third time, Narendra Modi made global headlines when he went and had a great meeting with Vladimir Putin in Moscow, making it clear that India considers and will continue to consider Russia to be a real, strong, long-term friend. That's when the Americans went completely anti-Modi and anti-India, completely anti-India. They flatly refused to honor their defense deals with India. They thought it will be a way they can put pressure on India, that if they don't give us, for example, engines for our fighter jets. And that's when Washington told General Electric, which is an American company, to stop and delay the engines that they promised for the Tejas marine variant fighters, and also the GE engines that they had promised for our 5th generation multi-role combat aircraft. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, the Americans by now had become completely anti-Modi, and they tried to bully us. They tried to target us. But what did Narendra Modi do? He was much smarter. He sent our national security advisor, Ajit Doval, to Paris. And we sent a message to America that we're not so dependent on them. So we dumped America, and Doval, on that recent trip to Paris, closed a similar fighter engine deal with the French. This happened on September 30th, just on September 30th, that recently, less than 2 weeks back. So Modi was outsmarting the Americans. And by then, the results of the Haryana elections came. Modi was also consolidating his base, becoming very, very strong. And all of this is the real story, ladies and gentlemen. The Americans went completely crazy. That is when the Americans initiated Plan B, which is Plan Trudeau and Plan Canada. And they told their Canadian puppet, the weak Justin Trudeau, to do what he's doing now. You see, viewers, put all the facts I have put together before you. And please understand and share this video with everyone. This is all a CIA game. Nijjar was a CIA asset. Pannoon is a CIA asset. The Americans are transactional people. They only want money, oil. They have no real political views. They'll work with everyone. Puppets, generals, and coup masters. They have no real views on Khalistan. They are simply using these pro-Khalistani elements. They're using this issue to try and get strategic leverage over the person they are targeting, which is Prime Minister Narendra Modi and our country, Bharat. But let me predict today, the Americans will fail. The Americans' deep state will fail. And watch my words tonight. The Americans, having got a control over Bangladesh, will soon try to build a very large military base in St. Martin's Island, just off the Bangladeshi coast. And the puppet they put in charge in Bangladesh will allow them to do that, which Sheikh Hasina would not have allowed them to. The Americans are also trying to create further trouble in our northeastern part of the country. They want to support people to create a breakaway Christian state of Kuki land by breaking Manipur and targeting India's sovereignty. The only person in their way, the only person in America's way, a person who puts the interests of Bharat first and foremost, is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So this is what it's all about. Viewers, do not look at what is happening vis-a-vis India and Canada in isolation. Please don't. Please understand the larger game. Connect the dots with what I had said earlier in a similar video a couple of months back on the role of the American intelligence agencies in creating internal turmoil in Bangladesh, when Sheikh Hasina refused to do what the Americans wanted her to do, follow the American line, give up Bangladesh's sovereignty, give up a part of their land, do deals in a way that suits them. Only this time, the Americans have bitten off more than they can chew when it comes to India. Firstly, Narendra Modi is a very popular leader. He's much, 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 much stronger. And Bharat is much more formidable than Bangladesh. We will beat the American plan, but we must all stay united and be very cautious. Remember, Canada and Trudeau are on the puppet strings with Washington. It's us versus the American deep state. Please share this video so more and more Indians understand the broader picture, so that we unite at a time when our rise in the world is becoming a threat to the interests of the American deep state.
Less than 24 hours ago, the Indian government kicked out the Canadian Acting High Commissioner and 5 other top Canadian diplomats from New Delhi after India-Canada diplomatic row reached its peak. Hours after New Delhi's decision, in a pathetic attempt, Justin Trudeau blamed India.
India is an important democracy, is a country with which we have deep historical people-to-people business ties. That is why when we started to understand through intelligence that India was possibly, if not probably, behind Nijjar's killing, our first choice, our first actions were to reach out, yes, to our Five Eyes partners, but also to the government of India. We know this has happened. Work with us to fix this. We have apprised India. I've spoken directly with Prime Minister Modi over this past week when the RCMP reached out to its law enforcement counterparts in India. The Indian government rejected those advances, rejected our attempts to find some way through this. And that brought us to this point of having to disrupt the chain of operations that go from Indian diplomats here in Canada to criminal organizations to direct violent impacts on Canadians right across this country.
Trudeau's statements came hours after the Commissioner of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police repeated the same allegations made by him, However, the police too failed to substantiate the claims. Listen to how the Canadian police, by their own admission, said it was not the Canadian Sikhs who were the target, but only those who identified as pro-Khalistani elements.
It is targeting the South Asian community, but what we've seen is there's specific targeting of pro-Khalistan elements in Canada, or members of the pro-Khalistan movement.
The Canadian government seemed to take a casual approach towards the bilateral disaster. Watch how Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly jokes around with the press while making several unsubstantiated allegations against India.
Whether, given that the government's talking about multiple homicides, this homicide is also connected to Indian agent involvement.
So, Marike, I couldn't answer because I'm not the Minister of Public Safety, nor, the head of the commission.
That's not cool. Because I won't answer it either.
No, but the reality is that's a question you should be asking the RCMP.
The government of India thrashed the repeated lies of Justin Trudeau and his establishment.
If one connects the dots, it becomes clear that Justin Trudeau has targeted and attacked India to obfuscate on the larger issue facing Canadian politics, which is Chinese Communist Party backing the Liberal Party of Justin Trudeau in the 2021 elections, for which a commission of inquiry was set up, is hearing and is going to listen to top ministers of Justin Trudeau tonight. It is clear that Trudeau has fired this salvo on India to salvage his own sinking political fortunes ahead of that very important hearing.
Now the biggest question emerges. With the timing of Trudeau's allegations, right after the massive BJP victory in the state of Haryana, is there a deep state angle behind Trudeau's words to target the electorally robust Modi 3.0?
We have four panelists this evening, General G.D. Bakshi and Colonel R.S.N. Singh. General G.D. Bakshi, India's well-known defense expert. Colonel R.S.N. Singh has earlier been with India's External Intelligence Agency, the formidable Research and Analysis Wing, or RAW. And Dean Baxendale is an author and publisher and a columnist from Canada. He is joining us from Washington. And Professor Edward P. Joseph is a member of the faculty at Johns Hopkins University. Dean, if I can start with you. It's quite clear to all of us here in India that this is, as far as we're concerned, this is having no impact on us. This has no impact on our economy, our geostrategic position, our place in the world, whatever we are doing. For us here in India, this is water off a duck's back. Everyone knows Trudeau's position. We sympathize with him. But this is having no real impact here. In fact, Dean, it is quite funny that Canada started by saying the Indian deep state is coming after us, killing people here, etc. Now you're saying that there is a 31-year-old gangster in a jail in New Delhi who is doing all of this single-handedly. So your versions from Canada keep changing. Did Trudeau do this unprepared, without thinking of the consequences, or even having his facts with him?
Well, that's an interesting perspective. Let me suggest also that I think you underestimate the implications of this particular, we'll call it a serious diplomatic row between the two countries. The reality is that the Indian government has been involved with operations inside Canada for decades. The 2019 NISCOP report, which stands for the National Security Intelligence Committee of Parliament, highlighted this very fact. And as a matter of fact, in 2017, prior to the visit by Trudeau to India, which they asked to tone down the operations that would have exposed particular Indian consular officials directly involved and engaged with foreign interference operations, infiltration of Sikh communities, etc. This is not a new thing that India is engaged in, and there's all the proof that seems to be coming forward. You ask for RCMP proof. The RCMP is not going to divulge evidence in an open public statement. India has had the opportunity to come to Canada, use the rule of law, and ask for individuals to be extradited back to India to face charges, but they haven't done so. So I think this is much, much bigger than you believe that it is. Well, and the reality is yes, there was an assassination, and it appears that the Indian government may have had a hand in that.
May I ask you, since you are so much for justice, can you please tell me, Dean, what is your view on who is responsible for the killing of 268 Canadian citizens and 329 people during the hijacking of an Air India plane in 1985? Does Trudeau what I'm trying to say to you, I mean, the answer is obvious. This was a killing carried out by the same people who you are now fighting for. Isn't it ironic? They kill your people, they hijack planes, and you do everything possible to give them sanctuary. And besides which, this man is so dangerous, he was on an Interpol notice, you fast-tracked his immigration, and then put him on a no-fly list.
Okay, first of all,
why was he put on a no-fly list?
Listen, I'm not speaking for the government at all. I'm simply pointing out.
But you were just supporting them, so I followed up.
So they can understand what's going on. The reality is that the Khalistani separatist movement inside Canada has been allowed to flourish by successive governments, and quite frankly, unjustly being given a platform inside Canada. This should have been dealt with.
Yeah, but these are terrorists. You see, these have killed your people. Just allow me, Dean, these have carried, hundreds of Canadians have been killed by them, right?
Listen, I agree, and
they say that Canada is a sanctuary for our terrorist operations because we have a political base here. The Canadians are too scared of us. We may be 2%, 1% of the population, but the Canadians will do exactly what we tell them to do because there is a weak prime minister and a weak government. So we exercise a great deal of leverage over the weak state apparatus in Canada. I just want a contrary view to come from General Bakshi to you, so you hear our perspective tonight. General Bakshi, please, to Dean Baxendale. General Bakshi.
Thank you, Arnab. You know, the certitude with which the Canadian gentleman was reeling off accusations. Even the government of Canada has said credible accusations. You are parading them as facts. We've just said one simple word: show us the evidence. Show us the evidence before you go shooting, wild from the hip on all kinds of unsubstantiated charges. There is a rule of law, there is a process of law. You just cannot go around. We have asked you for the evidence. We have said we will cooperate. But where is the evidence? Accusations are not evidence, my dear sir. I think we all know enough of jurisprudence. And I think Arnab has hit the nail on the head when he said 38 years ago, there was the biggest aviation disaster in history, the global history, when 329 innocent passengers perished in the Kanishka bombing of the Air India Kanishka jumbo aircraft. And that was not the only one. There were two bombs. One was placed in Tokyo. It was to go into the second jumbo Boeing aircraft of Air India. You see, and that unfortunately or fortunately for a whole lot of innocent passengers went off in the Tokyo terminal on the luggage belt. Otherwise, you would have had a dual tragedy. You, like Arnab said, 258 Indian citizens, Indian origin Canadian citizens were killed in that blast. What have you done? What has the government of Canada done? The government of Canada, which is frothing at the mouth about alleged Indian conspiracies to eliminate this or that or the other terrorist.
The other point is...
What have you done to bring them to justice?
General Bakshi, I also want to ask here, Professor Edward Joseph, that it is apparent to me, I don't know what your views are, Professor, that you know, America uses everything for its leverage, and America wants India to commit to be on America's side, and we are not going to be, because we think the Americans are not going to be on our side, have not historically been on our side, and we believe that America is an untrustworthy nation that will pursue its strategic interests as much as we have a right to pursue ours. Professor Joseph, this has happened within 2 weeks of India snubbing America by completing a defense fighter jet engine arrangement with the French, which the Americans denied India after Modi met Putin. We understand that the Americans are unhappy with our continuing association with the Russians. But do you really believe that these actions by the Canadians or any such follow-up actions will have any impact on a country as formidable as India?
Well, actually, and ironically, we're going to agree, you and I, on just how formidable India is, because actually I was watching your introduction and these absurd allegations about U.S. deep state and some type of conspiracy and Canada as a puppet. And actually, I'll be honest with you, and permit me to finish here. I think your allegations and these absurd charges, you talk about the gentleman from Canada and saying that they have no proof. You have no proof to make such wild allegations that the U.S. is somehow conspiring with Canada, which is a puppet. And I would use this word, I think it's insulting. But it's not insulting to Americans or Canadians. Your wild allegations are insulting to Indian citizens. It's as if you're in a time warp and you think India is this impoverished country back in the Cold War, and that Indian citizens are too unsophisticated to understand nonsense when they hear it. And I say to you that India is a formidable country. And I say to you that your viewers are far more sophisticated than you are, and that they know when they're being given nonsense like you just gave them. And Indian citizens know the deep respect, the strong relationship between the United States and India, mutually respectful, the very close collaboration across a range of areas, including defense and security, clean energy, space, even the space area, and multilateral cooperation as well. Indian citizens know and recall the images, the very rare example of a state dinner given to Prime Minister Modi. It's very rarely done, that honor. President Biden has not accorded that honor. It's very rare, given to Prime Minister Modi. The relationship between India and the United States couldn't be more strong, and these allegations of some type of conspiracy with Canada couldn't be more absurd. And frankly, they're insulting to the sophistication of Indian viewers. And if I were Prime Minister Modi or one of his key advisors, I would be asking questions about, I would be asking this question: is this the best these television folks can do? Come up with absurd theories from the dusting off the Cold War playbook? Here, it's complete and utter nonsense.
Right. Now, I heard you out. No, one minute. I want to know, one minute, just 1 minute. No, you can't leave, because you will have to have the courage to listen to me. 1 minute. You have to gather the courage to listen to me. Don't run, Professor. Don't run. Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward on my program. I listen to you. Have the courage to listen back. Don't run. Don't run away. Don't run away. I have listened to you in your entirety. Okay? Now I'll tell you the difference between you and me. I am on fact. You appear extremely shaken with the truth that I told you, and you must listen to me. No, don't be rude. You must listen to me now. You must listen to me now. You must listen to me. You are running away. This is the problem. The problem is these Americans, when confronted with the facts, have nothing to say. And you saw the professor there, he just ran away. But will we forget? Will we forget that America sent its aircraft carrier against our interests in 1971. Will we forget, I'm only stating facts, that the Americans who talk great things about democracy, that there was a meeting between Victoria Nuland of the regime change operation and Asif Munir of Pakistan on the 14th of December 2023. There was no democracy discussed. The other point is, of course, I wish he had the courage to listen. If they really respect us, then why are they giving sanctuary to Gurpanwant Singh Pannu, a terrorist who is saying that he must balkanize the Union of India? You can't say, you know, you're going to be very nice to India and support all the people who are against our interests. And the fact is, you know, RSN saying the Americans don't like someone who gives it back to them. The fact is the Americans want to take off St. Martin's Island. They want to target the Indian subcontinent. They want to take over the sovereignty of Bangladesh. They don't like the fact that India keeps its options open, that we provide an economic lifeline to the Russians. And the fact is also RSN saying when someone gives it back to them 10 times as hard, they run away from the TV programs, completely shaken. RSN, you saw the response there. I have nothing personal in my response, but I have given facts here, which obviously these Americans are very, very uncomfortable with. RSN, what do you think?
No, but this Canadian gentleman who is sitting, you know, there was talk about that 38 years ago, what General Bakshi described as the aviation disaster. No, sir, it was the first case of aviation terrorism. And the whole you know, credit goes to your country, sir, Canada. It was the first case of aviation terrorism in the history of the world. And Arnab, you spoke about, you know, the president of Muhammad Yunus, the president of Bangladesh, going to US. Do you know he was accompanied by Mustafizur Rahman, the head of Hizbul Tahrir. And Hizbul Tahrir, sir, this gentleman is gone, you know, this American gentleman, is a banned organization in the United States of America because of its global philosophy of global terrorism, because it seeks caliphate, and because it has many cases, you know, many cases have been filed against them all over the world. So that is their sincerity about terrorism. Now let me tell you, I analyzed the whole, in the backdrop of some geopolitical happenings. What has happened, Arnab, is that these Canada and some members of this Deep Five Eyes intelligence, they have gone totally awry after the Haryana elections. Totally awry, and now they feel that their entire Khalis weaponization of this Indian farmers, weaponization of Khalistanis against India's democracy has gone bust, and it is going to be further unraveled by the Indian state.
No, I have a...
That is their fear.
I have an equal question.
My worry is...
I have an equal question here. Sorry to intervene, Arison. But Dean, why are the Canadians not talking about the Chinese interference in their elections? Why is Trudeau not making a big deal about it? We very well know that there is an investigation, a public inquiry into the Chinese role of the Chinese spy agency into Canada's elections. How come that factor is not coming out as strongly? Why is Trudeau not talking about that?
Well, first and foremost, the
Is
Commission...
the congruency. Just 1 minute, just 1 minute.
Am I answering the question or what?
That is the congruency between the present Canadian establishment and some of the political parties in India. Both are being, in the laps of the Chinese.
Okay, Arison,
that is why they are coordinating their actions.
Arison, let Dean take that. I'll just be back with you. Yes, Dean. On that question, could you reply, please, Dean?
Thank you. Well, given that actually the book that I published called Willful, Blindness is in part responsible for the current Foreign Interference Commission, I happen to know the subject fairly well, having published numerous books on the subject and written numerous articles referring to foreign interference. The foreign interference goes well beyond China, though, in the PRC, and I will get to it in a moment. But certainly the Commission will be looking at Iranian, Indian, Pakistani, Russian interference in Canadian elections, which has been widespread for a number of decades. As far as the PRC and Trudeau not addressing with that, yes, the Trudeau government is certainly being influenced by the PRC. There are many people within the Hague Commission, within the Trudeau caucus that are highly influenced by the PRC.
So Dean,
does he want to deflect from it? Probably.
No, I would say that therefore you agree with me that there can be only two reasons for Trudeau going ballistic. One could be pandering to a domestic lobby, right? Option one. Option two is being nudged by Big Brother America. That's the way I look at it. You can disagree, but he does not have a domestic Chinese lobby. He has a domestic pro-Khalistan lobby, so he's pandering to those. And it suits the American deep state as well right now, given their inimical position with the Indian government, which is balancing things out between Russia and America. That's the way we see it. We have a right to disagree. General Bakshi wanted to respond to you, Dean. General Bakshi.
You know,
Didn't give me a chance to address
the
it, but whatever.
Canadian Prime Minister is in political doldrums. There is his own caucus, staging a revolt. There are two lost by-elections in Montreal and Ottawa, and there is the price of housing going through the roof, right? An ordinary Canadian can't own a decent house. There is...
Okay, Dean is responding. Close this.
Streets. He is trying to now divert attention, and this Five Eyes conglomeration has come to his rescue.
I think things will become clearer, General Bakshi. We'll have to watch if the Americans come directly into it. You see, when Hamas and Hezbollah and Houthis were being targeted, eventually Iran had to come out in the open. We'll have to see whether when the Canadians are in conflict with India, whether America comes out directly. If they do, then please remember what I said today, viewers. I thank you, Dean. I thank you, RSN. I thank you, General Bakshi. And ladies and gentlemen, moving on. The Lutyens media is pushing the Bollywood Bishnoi angle in the Baba Siddiki murder case. I believe that's a complete smokescreen. The real reason I'm bringing to you tonight is multi-thousand crore real estate deals. Here's the report. And by the way, on the other side, we have, can I show the two-window, Sanjay Nirupam. Major leader, now with the Shinde Sena, BJP side now, and he's going to be joining us in a minute. Here's the report.
Controversial politician Baba Siddiki, also known as Bandra's real estate king, was murdered on 12th of October. The Lutyens media went out of their way to promote the Bollywood Lawrence Bishnoi decoy. The focal point of the probe and the real reason behind the murder, it seems, is the 20,000 crore slum redevelopment project that Baba Siddiki and his son Zishan had been opposing. Top sources say they are not ruling out the business rivalry angle arising after Baba Siddiki joined the Ajit Pawar faction.
SRA स्कीम्स की मैं बात करना चाहूंगा। कुछ ही वक्त पहले माजी हाउसिंग मिनिस्टर भी हमारे बीच में बैठे थे, मगर मैंने हाउस में बार-बार इस मुद्दे को उठाया है। मेरे वहाँ गोलीबार SRA से लेके भारत नगर, गौसिया, अलग-अलग SRA स्कीम है। जब से मैं आमदार बना हूँ, सिर्फ पत्रे दिख रहे हैं। हमारे वहाँ जो गोलीबार स्कीम है, उसमें शिवालिक वेंचर्स ने हजारों लोग को अभी तक अपना घर नहीं दिया है। उसकी वजह से हजारों लोग सड़कों पर हैं। मेरी यही मांग है कि गोलीबार स्कीम में जो शिवालिक वेंचर्स को जो 3K की स्कीम दी गई है, उसे रद्द किया जाए और कोई नए बिल्डर को लाया जाए लोगों की सहमति के साथ।
Siddiki and his son Zishan had been protesting two slum redevelopment projects, Sant Gyaneshwar Nagar and Bharat Nagar, in Bandra Kurla complex. This plot, which has a development potential of over 7.5 million square feet and whose project cost was tipped at rupees 20,000 crores, could be the possible reason behind the murder. It was in August 2024 when Zishan stalled government officials from conducting a survey of the slum colony and was booked for obstructing the officials from discharging their duty. Sources say that the father-son duo were against the project because of lack of transparency.
These are some of the buildings under the SRA redevelopment project that was being carried out. This essentially helps us understand how this, as you pointed out, could have been also an assassination basis of a business rivalry, because we do know that at least two of the areas where in fact Zishan Siddiki had been protesting, he had been going against the redevelopment that was being carried out.
The Shiv Sena Uddhav faction has denied the SRA dispute angle, but the probe has gathered pace.
हरीश बिश्नोई से बात हुई थी क्या कभी? हरीश गाड़ी दिया था तुमने उसको? हरीश शुभम कहाँ है? हरीश शुभम कहाँ है?
हरीश इस सुपारी में और कौन-कौन से लोग शामिल थे आपके अलावा?
और कौन-कौन लोग था तुम्हारे साथ? हरीश?
With agencies investigating the slum redevelopment project dispute angle, a breakthrough in the case is expected soon.
Sanjay Nirupam, do you really believe this angle that Baba Siddiki was killed because he is a close friend of Salman Khan?
I don't know exactly, but what I understand, what I know exactly, is that Baba Siddiki was not at all receiving any threatening call. The way media highlighted that 15 days ago he has received some threat calls from some gangster, it is just a big lie.
How do you know this?
Because
how do you know it's a lie?
बड़ा अच्छा सवाल है आपका. It's a very nice question. I have got to know through his family sources, very close to him. I don't want to name that person. He told me कि ये सब बकवास है जी, ऐसा कोई कॉल नहीं आया था. एक दूसरा, ऐसी कोई उन्होंने चिट्ठी नहीं लिखी थी मुंबई पुलिस और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र दैट मुझे कोई थ्रेट है, मुझे सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट है और मुझे आई शुड बी प्रोवाइडेड सम गुड एंड security cover और कुछ इस तरह की कोई बात नहीं. थर्ड पॉइंट which was highlighted immediately after his murder, that उसके पास एक Y+ सिक्योरिटी थी. ऐसा कुछ नहीं था, वो जस्ट एक गनमैन था उनके साथ. तो एक गनमैन था, there was no Y+ सिक्योरिटी. दैट मींस Y+ सिक्योरिटी को भेद के अंदर जाना इज नॉट एन ईजी थिंग. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि मुंबई पुलिस से कि Y+ सिक्योरिटी में कोई व्यक्ति और उसमें कोई गैंगस्टर घुस करके या कोई क्रिमिनल घुस करके उनको मार के निकल जा रहा. इट इज जस्ट ए बिग लाई. थर्डली उनके पास ऐसा कोई किसी का फोन नहीं था. और ये सब कुछ मैं उनके फैमिली सोर्सेस के बहुत जो क्लोज फैमिली सोर्सेस के जरिए बता रहा हूँ कि ये सब कुछ जो चल रहा है मीडिया में सब बकवास है. उनको भी इस तरह का शक है कि ये कुछ बिजनेस राइवलरी है, बिल्डर लॉबी का कुछ काम. अब इस बारे में exactly what is who is behind this case and who has hatched this conspiracy to kill Baba Bhai Siddiki will be known only when the police, Mumbai police and the crime branch investigate it properly and they come to know exactly what happened and who was behind this murder.
Sanjay ji, now there is this slum rehabilitation project. You are also a politician in Mumbai, but you are not involved in real estate. But there are some politicians in Mumbai who have a side business of real estate. अब ये जो SRA project है 48 acres, it is into 20,000-30,000 crore rupees minimum. So lots of money is at stake. Is his son and Baba Siddiki also in the real estate business? And were they blocking somebody else who wanted or was about to get that SRA project?
Baba Siddiki was a big builder or developer. It's an open secret in Mumbai. Everybody knows it. And बाबा ने कभी इसको छुपाया नहीं. बाबा बहुत ही खुल करके अपना बिजनेस चलाते थे. उन्होंने बांद्रा वेस्ट में बहुत सारी पुरानी बिल्डिंगें जो थी, खासकर जो क्रिश्चियन बेल्ट की जो बिल्डिंगें थी, उन बिल्डिंगों को खरीद के उसको रीडेवलप करने का बहुत सारा प्रोग्राम है। ये सारे जो आपको दौलत नगर वाला जो ये सारे दिख रहा है, मिलन सबवे के सामने बहुत बड़ी जो प्रॉपर्टी थी, उसके रीडेवलपमेंट के पूरे प्रोजेक्ट पर जो शामिल थे। इसके अलावा एक बांद्रा स्टेशन के पास वेस्ट में एक शास्त्री नगर एक एरिया है, उसका भी ये सारे मतलब स्लम रीडेवलपमेंट स्कीम में शामिल है। ऐसे बहुत सारे रीडेवलपमेंट स्कीम में बांद्रा ये बाबा सिद्दीकी शामिल रहे, और वो कोई छुपी हुई बात नहीं थी। मतलब एक नोन बिल्डर के तौर पे काम करते। बिसाइड्स बीइंग पॉलिटिशियन, ही वाज अ गुड एंड सक्सेसफुल बिजनेसमैन। इसके अलावा अब बांद्रा ईस्ट में आ जाए। बांद्रा ईस्ट इज ह्यूजली स्लम डोमिनेटेड एरिया। जैसे बांद्रा इसमें जहां से जिशान उनका बेटा एमएलए बन के आता है, वो एकदम बांद्रा स्टेशन के बगल वाला एरिया, वो बड़ा सा एक बैराम बाग का एरिया है। उसके बगल में जाएंगे आप तो जहां से बता रहे थे उनके भाषण में, शिवालिक बिल्डर डेवलप कर रहे हैं जो गोलीबार एरिया में खार और बांद्रा के बीच में बड़े पैमाने पर चारों जो प्रॉपर्टियां हैं वो वर्षों से रीडेवलप हो ही नहीं रही है। इसके हाईवे के उस तरफ जाएंगे जो पीके से कनेक्टेड एरिया है, संत ज्ञानेश्वर नगर और भारत नगर, वो बहुत बड़ा एरिया है। उस एरिया को रीडेवलप करने में कभी राकेश दीवान भी इन्वॉल्व थे। उसके बाद मुझे लगता है कि और भी नए नए बिल्डर आते रहे। वहां पर बहुत सारी पुरानी बिल्डिंगें हैं, गवर्नमेंट ओन्ड बिल्डिंगें हैं, उसके भी रीडेवलपमेंट चल रहा है।
So Sanjay ji, what you are saying is that he is a very big builder and he is a politician. But what you are also saying, and my last question to you is that ये जो story दी गई कि ये सारा बॉलीवुड रिलेटेड है, सलमान खान के फ्रेंड है इसलिए उनको मार डाला, ये थ्योरी कहाँ से आ गई? इसकी तो कोई लॉजिक ही नहीं है। मगर इस स्टोरी को मीडिया ने प्ले किया, इस पर प्लांट की गई कि लॉरेंस बिश्नोई ने बोला कि बाबा सिद्दीकी को मार दो क्योंकि वो सलमान खान के दोस्त है। It's a very simplistic theory, isn't it? It's not the real story. It's not the real story.
मैं एग्री करता हूं आपसे अर्नब भाई, इसलिए कि जहां तक मुझे समझ, मैं भी चौंक गया था तो नेक्स्ट आया कि लॉरेंस बिश्नोई जैसा कोई गैंगस्टर है उसने सब किया है। मुझे नहीं समझ में आया कि उस पर कह देना भाई ठीक है, सलमान खान को पता नहीं क्यों डरा रहा है, धमका रहा है, वो एक पीछे जानता हूं मैं, लेकिन सलमान खान की वजह से कोई बाबा सिद्दीकी को मार के निकल जाएगा मुझे नहीं लगता था। फिर भी मैं इसके ऊपर अधिकृत तौर पे कुछ नहीं बोल सकता। इसके ऊपर अधिकृत ऑथेंटिकली अगर कोई बोल सकता है तो ओनली मुंबई पुलिस क्राइम ब्रांच। लेकिन हुआ क्या, कैसे हुआ, कोई एक व्यक्ति था जो उसका कोई लॉरेंस बिश्नोई से कनेक्टेड आदमी, उसने फेसबुक पे पोस्ट लिखा कि हमने मारा। अब उसको पूरा मीडिया ने उठा लिया और उसको एक मेन नैरेटिव बना करके पेश कर दिया गया, और विदाउट रिकन्फर्मिंग जिस तरीके से मीडिया में ये पूरा कैंपेन चला वो कहीं ना कहीं डिस्गस्टिंग लग रहा था। तो मुझे लगा कि इतना इसको इस पूरे विषय को इतना जल्दी ऐसे कवर अप नहीं किया जाना चाहिए। इसमें कौन से बड़े बिल्डर हैं, बिजनेसमैन हैं, इसका पता लगाया जाना चाहिए ताकि पता चले कि हमारा एक दोस्त, हमारा एक साथ क्यों मारा गया और कैसे मारा।
I think so. और इस पे I think the Maharashtra government should put out something formally, Sanjay ji, because बहुत ज़्यादा speculation हो रहा है। I thank you for coming. मैं चाहूँगा आप फिर आते रहें हमारे चैनल पर क्योंकि ऐसी डिटेल्स बहुत ज़रूरी होती है, संजय जी। Thank you. Sanjay Nirupam is there and Kishore Tiwari is facing off with Sanju Verma tonight. Kishore Tiwari, this was a rubbish story. सलमान खान के दोस्त है इसलिए कर दिया। द रियल इशू इज दैट कोई ना कोई उल्टे साइड के कोई लीडर्स हैं क्या जो बाबा सिद्दीकी के बिजनेस इंटरेस्ट को चैलेंज कर रहे थे, या जिनके लिए बाबा सिद्दीकी एक बिजनेस के थ्रेट हो गए थे, या राइवल बिजनेस एंड पॉलिटिकल सेंटर बन गए थे। यू कांट अवॉइड दिस क्वेश्चन किशोर तिवारी, वेरी सीरियस नाउ। यस किशोर तिवारी,
देखिए बहुत सीरियस मैटर है, और पॉलिटिशियन बिल्डर बनते हैं और बिल्डर पॉलिटिशियन बनते हैं, और वहां के दो ज्ञानेश्वर नगर और भरत नगर के प्रोजेक्ट है। एक तो अडानी के पास प्रोजेक्ट है, एक एलएनटी और विलोर के पास है, दूसरा शिवालिक बिल्डर का उनका पट नहीं रहा था। तो मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि बंबई पुलिस इस बात से
Did I lose the line? Sanju, your first thoughts? Oh, he is back. अच्छा, आप कंप्लीट कीजिए। Is he back? आप कंप्लीट, लास्ट लाइन आपका मिस कर गया, बोलिए।
हाँ, नहीं, ये बात कह रहा हूं कि मैं बंबई पुलिस की क्राइम ब्रांच, जैसे संजय निरुपम साहब भी कह रहे थे कि इस पे खुल के आए ना, डिटेल में आए, और ये पॉलिटिशियन लोग अगर कोई इस प्रकार का काम करते हैं तो मैं खुल के बोलता हूं कि सरकार
भाई ये
तथ्यों को बाहर लाए।
पर ये तो फरवरी में ये इन्होंने एनसीपी अजीत पवार ज्वाइन की, इसके पहले तो आपके कांग्रेस के दल के साथ थे। संजू वर्मा इज रिस्पॉन्डिंग। संजू, इट्स क्वाइट क्लियर ये सलमान खान बिश्नोई एंगल वाज रबिश. What do you think the real story is?
Yes. Arnab, I just want to reinforce a couple of facts. Point number one, whether the Lawrence Bishnoi angle has any validity to it, that we will find out in due course of time because the investigation is underway. So let people not jump the gun and say, oh, there is a Salman Khan Bollywood angle, because there's obviously more to it than meets the eye. Point number two, and very importantly, the angle which only Republic seems to be covering is this, that Baba Siddiqui's son, Zishan Siddiki, who's also a Congress MLA and who's the president of Mumbai Youth Congress, a couple of weeks back, he had protested against Anil Parab. Now, who is Anil Parab? Anil Parab is a MLC from the Uddhav Sena gang. And Anil Parab has been promoting the cause of Shahid Balwa's Valor Estate / the erstwhile DB Realty. Anil Parab has been basically putting forward the cause of Shahid Balwa for redevelopment of the Gyaneshwar Nagar and the Bharat Nagar slums. Can I just finish, Mr. Tiwari? I did not heckle you. Show some respect.
Very serious allegation. Very serious allegation.
Can I just finish? Can I finish? So basically, Anil Parab, who's a front man for Uddhav Thackeray, for all his nefarious activities, has been also the front man for Shahid Balwa, Shahid Balwa's company DB Realty, which has now been re-christened as Valor Estate. Point number one. Point number two, Anil Parab is also furthering the cause of Omkar Realtors, who has been given the contract for redevelopment of the Bharat Nagar slum. But the most important point is this. It is not just about 20,000 crore which is at stake. It is not about 54 acres. It is not about 7.5 million square feet of built-up area which is at stake. But the most important point is this. When was the initial contract for redevelopment of Bharat Nagar and Gyaneshwar Nagar given? It was given way back in 2005-2006.
Okay,
between 2004 and 2008, Congress was the chief minister. Who was the chief minister between 2005 and 2008? It was the Congress's Vilas Rao Deshmukh, who had initially given these projects to Shahid Balwa and to the likes of Omkar Realtors. My simple point is this. Today, Zishan Siddiki is speaking out against Anil Parab.
I should be allowed to reply. There are very serious allegations.
Well, I would like to, first of all, I would say that Sanju Verma has indeed made some very serious allegations this evening. She has named individuals. She has named a person called Shahid Balwa, who's a builder. She has named an MLC of the Uddhav Sena called Anil Parab. She's making the allegations on her own. I do not have an independent confirmation of these.
I'm making the allegations based on facts which are there in the public domain.
Well, now based upon facts, she says, which are in the public domain.
Can I just finish
No, I need a follow-up response on the very serious charge, Sanju, you've made, not a light matter. Did a Congress MLA called Zishan Siddiki, no, 1 minute. Did a Congress MLA called Zishan Siddiki complain about an Uddhav Sena MLC called Anil Parab, who is exceptionally close to Uddhav Thackeray, regarding a dispute on a slum rehabilitation project? What she's saying is that you and your ally are fighting indirectly for control over a 22,000 crore rupee project. And then you are blaming the Maharashtra government for it.
No. Arnab, this is a very serious allegation. I asked Maharashtra government or Mumbai police who was doing the investigation to go into the details. And if they find anything to substantiate any charge that Sanju has leveled me, I'm asking they should go in detail. But the allegation of such type unfortunate. It's unfortunate. The baseless.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very...
Why you are not going to police?
No, this is becoming very, very serious.
Why you are not affecting?
No, I think it's become so serious.
This is too much.
But should Uddhav Thackeray come out with a statement? Should Anil Parab come out with a statement? Sir, day after day. No, yesterday, one minute. Mr. Kishore Tiwari, yesterday, Sanju, 1 minute, sir. Yesterday, Shehzad Poonawalla of the BJP made huge allegations. He's a national spokesperson. Today, Sanju Verma of the BJP follows Shehzad Poonawalla and makes similar allegations. Then why is your party and your alliance quiet?
I request.
You must respond.
Our party, Shiv Sena officially denies there was any SRA dispute.
Oh! Shiv Sena officially denies any SRA dispute. Are you saying that as an official spokesperson of the Shiv Sena Uddhav faction? He is an official spokesperson. Sanju, he is an official spokesperson now, and he's saying this as an official spokesperson.
Urging the Bombay police to go into the detail of charges of Sanju.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sanju Verma versus Kishore Tiwari. Huge allegations tonight. And when I come back, I'm out of time, Sanju. When I come back tonight, the big story on EVMs and why the Chief Election Commissioner sharply rebuked the Congress earlier today. Please do not go away. The debate is on.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
कानून से
Director, the taste of success.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. a touch of the love.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And now it's time this evening for the nation's sharpest opinion. Tonight I'm going to do a debate to end the debate because I'm sick and tired, and I'm sure you are too, over this EVM debate. I'm putting out a hashtag. My line is very clear. I anyway never pretend to be neutral. Republic trusts EVMs. The Republic Media Network, India's largest and most influential news network, trusts the EVMs. Do you trust the EVMs, the electronic voting machines? If you do, then use the hashtag we are popularizing tonight as a counter movement to the charade being put up by the Congress party. And the hashtag is tonight, we trust EVM, not EVMs. I'm making it simple. We trust EVM. If you do, whether you're watching this live on connected TV, on streaming, or you're watching this video later, use this hashtag. Let's become part of a counter movement. Ladies and gentlemen, I will put 3 simple reasons why we trust the EVMs and why I think this constant complaining and cribbing about EVMs has to stop. Point number 1, we trust the EVMs because the EVM is sophisticated technology. It is not, as was said by the Election Commission today, a pager. The electronic voting machines are electronically guarded. They cannot be hacked. The entire EVM is sealed. And EVM is not linked with any wireless system to any other system. It cannot be connected to any other wireless network. There has been a technical evaluation committee which has observed that the control unit of the EVM cannot be tampered even with Wi-Fi or with Bluetooth. Ladies and gentlemen, the use of all of this along with double randomization basically means that EVMs are foolproof. They work. End of story. Stop complaining, Congress party. The second point is, if you believe in the Supreme Court, then you cannot constantly question what the Supreme Court has said. I'll give you examples, ladies and gentlemen. The Congress's favorite, not so successful always in court lawyer, Kapil Sibal, was told in April 2017 by Justice Chelameshwar, Mr. Sibal, your party, and I quote, Mr. Sibal, your party only introduced the EVMs. Then how can you keep blaming it? How can you say no other country uses it? These were the words of the Supreme Court to Kapil Sibal. In March 2024, the Supreme Court refused to even entertain the latest plea against EVM, saying, how many petitions will we entertain? 8th January 2024, as the Congress was getting desperate, the Supreme Court says, it appears that a party which may not have got much recognition from the electorate now seeks recognition by filing petitions. Ladies and gentlemen, consider the facts tonight. Between 2013 and 2023, orders in 9 cases were delivered by the Supreme Court in favor of the EVMs. 3 cases were disposed in 2013, 1 in 2018, 2 each in 2019 and 2022, and 1 in 2023. Simple thing is, they've gone to the court so many times and been thrown out. And now they're trying to manipulate your mind. Don't get manipulated, viewers. And the last point tonight. You see, viewers, who wants to make you doubt the EVMs? The same way the Americans tried to make the people of Bangladesh doubt their own electoral process. You see, the CIA, the American deep state, discredited the Bangladeshi elections. Do you know why? They wanted to take Bangladesh over, which they did. Do you know why further? Because they want to build a military base in St. Martin's Island and put American defense, equipment, machines, men and troops within a few kilometers of the Bangladeshi coast because they wanted to control Bangladesh. Same pattern being used here. Replace America with the Congress party and see how Jairam Ramesh did a press conference blaming the EVMs after their loss in Haryana. They are trying to discredit the electoral process in India. I hope the Congress party is not doing this at anyone's behest. You can never say. Ladies and gentlemen, I truly believe that if our democracy is strong, then no foreign power can carry out any conspiracy against us. I believe that we need to stay united and be very careful of conspiracies against our democracy. And the conspiracy starts by doubting the EVMs, which is why what the Election Commission said today is extremely significant.
We have received very serious complaints on the functioning of EVMs.
ईवीएम की मशीनों पर खिलवाड़ होता है उनके साथ।
ईवीएम पर निशाना केवल बहाना है, राहुल गांधी को हार से बचाना।
After the humiliating defeat in Haryana, the Congress has refused to accept the people's mandate. From bizarre complaints about EVMs to outlandish claims that the voting process was compromised, Congress's list of excuses is only growing by each passing day. Bereft of any facts, the Congress has once again resorted to blaming the EVM, and this time it's batteries for poll debacle.
The results in Haryana are totally unexpected. We have received very serious complaints on the process of counting, the functioning of EVMs in at least 3 districts. We have spoken to our senior colleagues in Haryana, and this information is being collected. We hope to present this in a consolidated form to the Election Commission.
महाराष्ट्र के अंदर सारे विपक्ष को दबाव बनाना चाहिए कि ईवीएम से चुनाव न होकर बैलेट पेपर से चुनाव हो, वरना मुझे शक है कि महाराष्ट्र के अंदर भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार और इलेक्शन कमीशन कुछ भी कर सकते हैं.
But today, the Election Commission delivered a resounding blow to the Congress's baseless allegations. Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar flatly rejected Congress's reckless claims of EVM tampering during the Haryana polls. In a sharp rebuke, the EC slammed the attempt to surreptitiously give credence to irresponsible, unfounded, and malicious narratives.
There is a provision for objecting to any of the issue relating to this at any stage, which has not happened. So, हम इंडिविजुअल जिसने वो बिल्कुल सेफ है, बिल्कुल रोबस्ट है. अच्छा, और मैं बताता हूँ आपको, आप पिछले 15-20 इलेक्शंस देख लीजिए. इट इज गिविंग रिजल्ट्स आफ्टर रिजल्ट्स डिफरेंटली. जहाँ मतलब ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि जब पसंद का रिजल्ट ना आए तभी गलत है, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता.
It was a moment of vindication for the BJP and its allies. Congress's hollow rhetoric was exposed. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, calling out the Congress's shameful strategy, said blaming the EVM is nothing new. It's the same tired excuse that roll out every time the Congress loses an election.
जेव्हा जिंकतात तेव्हा ईव्हीएम चांगले असते आणि जेव्हा त्यांच्या विरोधात निकाल लागतात तेव्हा निवडणूक आयोग ईव्हीएम सगळं खराब असतं, वाईट असतं. हे दोगली म्हणजे दुटप्पी भूमिका हे सारखं विरोधी पक्ष घेतोय.
यहाँ पर एडवांस में ही ईवीएम पर दोष मढ़ा जा रहा है, क्योंकि ईवीएम पर निशाना केवल बहाना है, राहुल गांधी को हार से बचाना। ये बताता है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी किस बौद्धिक स्तर पर पहुंच चुकी है।
As the Congress clings on to excuses, the nation watches its desperate attempt to undermine a democratic process they once championed. Election Commission's decisive response has exposed the Congress's narrative for what it is, a smokescreen to cover its electoral failures.
I have stated my positions. I am a biased party. I am prejudiced. I am not neutral. I am against the Congress party and the opposition's position. I don't need to ask any questions. I need to introduce the speakers, and because Anurag Bhadoria will not let anyone else speak, and he has spoken even before I have started. See,
जब उत्तर प्रदेश मेरी बात सुनिए, उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर में समाजवादी जीती थी लोकसभा में, तब भी हमने कहा था कि हम 80 की 80 सीटें जीतेंगे, तब भी ईवीएम पे सवाल उठाएंगे। जब जनता को विश्वास नहीं है तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी को क्या दिक्कत है भाई बैलेट पेपर की बात करने में? मुझे समझ में नहीं आता उनको इतना लगाव क्यों है ईवीएम से। मेरा सीधा सा सवाल है भाई, एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, सारी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी कह रही है
impossible. I didn't even ask. I didn't even say good evening.
बीजेपी को क्यों लगाव है?
अच्छा, तू इन रेस्पॉन्ड या
बीजेपी को क्यों लगाव ईवीएम से इतना? सवाल ये है बहुत बड़ा। बीजेपी ईवीएम को पकड़ के क्यों रखना चाहती है? क्यों नहीं विश्वास करती है?
Okay, Anurag, I heard versus debate on Tuhin takes over 30 seconds each. Tuhin, go on, please. Tuhin, don't stop. Don't, please enter the debate, Tuhin.
Arnab, the problem with this contemporary, Arnab, the problem with this contemporary opposition is it is ignorant of the history of EVMs. EVMs, Anurag ji, मेरी बात सुनिए आप. EVMs in the first place were introduced with a two-fold objective. Number one, to reduce costs, but most importantly, to end the malpractices which had become rampant in the first 3 decades of independence India. Electoral malpractices. अनुराग जी, मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, उत्तर दे रहा हूँ. सबसे पहले सुनिए ध्यान से. 1977 में, अर्नब, आई मेकिंग एन इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट. इनको शांत कराइए, मैं एक इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट मेक कर रहा हूँ. For the sake of audience.
One minute, just wait. Anurag ji, please wait. He's responding to you. Thank you very much. Respond to him. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice.
अनुराग जी, मुझे 60 सेकंड दीजिए, उसके बाद आप अपना ग्रामोफोन शुरू कर दीजिएगा. मुझे 60 सेकंड सिर्फ दीजिए. देखिए, आप शांत हो जाइए, मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको. देखिए अर्नब,
I can't stop it. Tuhin, carry on, don't pause. Carry on, don't pause, Tuhin. If you pause, he won't stop.
People like
you can't pause.
Are completely ignorant of the history of EVMs. The very reason why EVMs have been introduced is to end the malpractices which had become rampant in the first 3 decades of elections. You know, the very first time, it took a journey of 27 years. It took a journey of 27 years for EVM to be introduced.
Come on, viewers, on the breaking news grid.
It was in 1977.
Involve the viewers.
It was in 1977. It was
I'll have to balance it out. 1 versus 4 right now on the screen. Please, ladies and gentlemen, otherwise he won't come down. 1 versus 3. 1 versus 2. If nothing else, he won't stop.
In 1980. In 1982, the first election, you know, do you know that the first election, the by-election in Paravur in Kerala was the first election in 1982 where EVMs were used in a selective way. And then in 1988, the Representation of People Act was amended by the then Congress government to introduce it across country, but even then it took 16 years. तो 2004 में पहली बार पूरी तरह से इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ. It took a journey of 27 years.
Viewers, I have a proposal here. I have a proposal here. Anurag, please, ऐसा मत करो. देखिए, ये problem होता है. You see, viewers, some of you complain that we can't hear if too many people talk. No. A lot of you people complain. No. A lot of people complain that, Arnab, why do too many people talk at the same time on your program? I'm saying I I offer anyone to come on my program, replace me and stop Anurag Bhadoria. I will stop anchoring. मैं एंकरिंग छोड़ दूंगा. अनुराग भदौरिया को जिस दिन कोई रोक पाएगा, मैं एंकरिंग छोड़ दूंगा. ये अनगाइडेड मिसाइल है, ये ICBM है, ये अपनी वेलोसिटी से चलते हैं, ये इलॉन मस्क की रॉकेट है, ये अपनी तीव्र गति से जाते हैं, इन पर कोई स्पीड ब्रेकर चलता नहीं है. ये अनोखे हैं, ये एकमात्र है, ऐसा कोई नहीं है अनुराग भदौरिया जैसा. Now I am going to the debate. Please रहम करो. Now my question is, please see. Thank you. कैसा लग रहा है ना, एकदम सन्नाटा. Once he stops. Thank you. अब शुरू मत हो जाइए. I would like to bring Kapil and Piyush into the debate along with the other panelists here, which is Tuhin has spoken to Abhishek and the TDP national spokesperson.
But I need to complete my point because, he completely barged
That
in.
is true. That I will let you complete your point. You have my
Just 30
sympathy.
seconds to complete my point.
Yes.
Arnab, my simple point is it took a journey of 27 years to undo the malpractices which were prevalent from 1950s to 1980s. Probably they don't know the history of EVMs. Agreed we had an issue with the EVMs in 2009, but that was addressed successfully by the introduction of VVPAT, which is Voter Verification Paper Audit Trail. Today, in some constituencies, as a mandatory rule, 2% of the votes are, go through VVPAT, and not a single vote has been found to be cast in a wrong way. So I think that should address the concerns of everybody.
Kapil, I would say this. I register your point. Taking the debate forward. Abhishek and Jyotsna on the left. My question is, see, Kapil, I'll ask Kapil and then you come in.
Yeah.
See, Kapil, if the Congress party, I'm saying if Congress party or Aam Aadmi party does not trust EVMs, then say that you will not take part in elections till EVMs are used. Right? I mean,
yes, absolutely.
Don't take part. Nobody's forcing.
Don't play the game.
Don't play the game. If you feel the game is biased, then don't play the game.
Don't play the game. They're rigged, they're saying.
Let me give you an answer. You have raised an example, and let me give you an answer. A player does not stop playing just because the umpire seems to be compromised. So that's point number one. Now coming back to the issue.
No, are you calling the Supreme Court compromised? Are you calling the Supreme Court compromised? Please take back your words. You are a lawyer. You have just called the Supreme Court compromised.
I have not.
Well, of course you have.
You just did because the Supreme Court is the Supreme Court.
All disputes are resolved by the Supreme Court.
You just try to misconstrue what I am saying. That's your habit.
No, Kapil, what is your point? Are the EVMs rigged? He should say it.
He should say it.
Are the EVMs rigged? Was the election in Haryana rigged?
Okay, allow me to complete. Allow me to complete. Allow me to complete. Speak on your turn.
You won't answer.
will be given a chance, please.
You guys
you are an
democracy.
Debater. Abhishek, allow me
Come
to...
on, Kapil. How are you going to undermine democracy? What kind of message are you sending to the world there? Every time you guys lose, you say the EVMs...
Go easy, let him go. Don't bring him Bhadoria.
Come on. It's contagious. Yeah.
I have never used the word supreme. Just don't try to, spell this incorrect narrative, what I have not said. Now, what I am saying here, unequivocally, is it was Mr. L.K. Advani who, back in 2009, on record, stated that there should not be an election by way of EVM. Now, if Abhishek Sudhir wants to criticize the people who are questioning the EVM, or
when did he say that? When did he say that? When did he say that?
He never said that.
When did he say that?
He never said that.
When did he say that? No, when did he say that?
Just a minute.
What are you saying? The batteries, the EVM is rigged because the battery is at 99%.
Allow me to finish. Allow me to finish.
What is Rashid Alvi is saying? Mossad is hacking the EVMs. Rashid Alvi is saying the way the pagers were hacked. The EVMs are being hacked.
I understand, anxiety.
What is your view on
Rashid?
Abhishek, I understand your anxiety because you can't hold yourself because these facts are inconvenient for you because you know that it was Mr. L.K. Advani who questioned the EVMs and who said that, we should go back to...
So what about the Supreme Court's findings? What about the Supreme Court's judgments on EVMs?
Should I open lines tonight?
Allow me to finish. No,
this is
okay, viewers, one. Let him complete. We got to move on, yeah.
Now, allow me to finish. Now, that's point number one. Only if Abhishek Sudhir has read the entire Supreme Court judgment, then he would realize that the Supreme Court in the last paragraph has said, if there are questions regarding functioning of the EVM, a person can make an application and a particular number of EVM machine will be preserved and it will be sent for testing. That's what the Supreme Court said. The problem with Abhishek Sudhir is that he will not read the Supreme Court judgment.
My God.
And he
This
will
is not
misconstrue
about
what I
Abhishek
have
Sudhir.
not said.
No,
and
I
he will
This is
try to
not
shout
about
on the
Abhishek
Chinese
Sudhir.
without
This
there
is
being
about
any
your
substance.
leader Rashid Alvi saying,
Without
Mr.
there being
Goswami,
any
let me say
substance.
Okay,
this.
now Kapil, hear him. Kapil, hear him. Counter now. Counter, Kapil, allowed here. Counter is allowed.
Senior Congress
Counter, I'm allowing the counter. Kapil, I'm allowing the counter. Kapil, I'm allowing the counter. Kapil, counter is allowed. Thank you. Please, play by the rules. Play by the rules. Play by the rules. Counter is allowed. Counter is allowed. Counter is allowed, Kapil.
Senior Congress leader Rashid Alvi says, the way the pagers were hacked by Israel, Prime Minister Modi is close to Israel and Israel might be hacking the EVMs. I mean, what Israel has done to Mr. Alvi's community and the fear he struck in them, the fear psychosis is understandable. But this is ludicrous. This is the Indian national conspiracy cabal. This isn't the grand old party. This is the sad old party, Kapil.
I think you should not say what Israel has done to Rashid Alvi's community. You can say that Rashid Alvi is supporting the Hamas. But that statement may be inappropriate.
That's the community.
Yeah. Now my point here is, my point on that is, I'll take it forward, we'll move fast, I'll come back to you. You see, the thing is this, that this pager is not EVM. You know, there has to be some logic here, Jyotsna. Now they are saying that Israel hacked the pager, so BJP is hacking EVM. Pager messages are transmitted through radio frequencies without encryption. You cannot have any frequency tampering with an EVM. People are technologically savvy nowadays, Jyotsna ji. Maybe you want to take this forward. Congress says Israel targeted pagers, so BJP is targeting EVMs. Yes. So point, if Israel had not targeted the pagers, then they would not have made this argument. Jyotsna.
Arnabji, actually, I was just literally laughing because I'll tell you why. Jairam Ramesh ji today talks about the functioning of EVMs. He very categorically says, Haryana mein ye hua, Haryana mein wo hua, but he forgot about Telangana. Their party won with EVMs in Telangana. They forgot that. They celebrated in Telangana. They're running the government in Telangana, Arnabji. They forgot. Congress forgot. And today, just now, a news has come that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra ji is being nominated as a candidate for Wayanad. From where? Rahul Gandhi ji won through EVMs itself. So they are forgetting the point. Again, Arnabji, I'm just going to come to the technicalities of it. I'm not going to get into the political discussion because they're simply politicizing it. As simple as that. Now, Arnabji, first thing is, EVMs are only one-time programmable. We have to understand this point. They are only one-time programmable. They are designed in such a way that they're designed with one-time programmable chips, which means once programmed, they cannot be reprogrammed or tampered without detection. First point. Second point, the Indian EVMs operate offline, Arnabji, they operate offline without any internet or wireless connection, making actually, you know, that remote hacking, ye pager, I don't know. I'm literally, mera to tab se bheja sarak gaya, re, ye log kya bol rahe, pager, kya, kahan ka Israel, kya baat kar rahe ye log. And the point is, theoretically and even practically, tampering is impossible, first thing. And second thing, now we have the VVPAT verification. Yes, when the introduction of EVMs was thought of, there were certain questions raised, and those questions are, you know, answered now. And EVMs, we also have to understand, Arnabji, that EVMs are randomly allocated to polling stations in front of those representatives from different parties, ensuring that no one knows which machine will be there. Neither will Anurag Bhaiya know, nor will Jyotsna know, nor will Abhishek Bhaiya know, nor will Kapil ji know. Nobody will know which machine goes
a simple question here. A simple question. No, this is an important. No, Jyotsna ji, ये बहुत important subject है. And all of India is so interested in this issue. I am going to open the phone lines. I will put a phone number. I will try to take maximum calls. Even if you're against my views, please call.
Nobody will be.
No. I don't assume. If you want to attack me, if you want to say that I'm wrong, please call in now. My lines are open. I will debate. मैं सबके साथ डिबेट करूंगा. अनुराग जी, मैं पीयूष जी को एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूं बस.
2009 में
यूपी में आप जीते थे.
2009 जी ने सवाल उठाया था कि लोकतंत्र के लिए खतरा है ये. ईवीएम और नरसिम्हा राव ने किताब लिखी थी ईवीएम लोकतंत्र के लिए खतरा.
उसके बाद आंसर आ गया. अनुराग भैया, उसके बाद आंसर आ गया. अभी तो इन्होंने वही बोला है. सुन लो आप बात पहले.
आपके इतने बड़े नेता, वो जो आपकी पार्टी के अध्यक्ष भी रहे हैं और बीजेपी के सबसे पुराने नेता, उन्होंने 2009 में सवाल उठाया था.
I heard that. Tuhin will respond to that. Tuhin,
अनुराग भदौरिया जी.
Tuhin, please respond to Anurag Bhadoria. Anurag Bhadoria.
अनुराग जी.
Tuhin, louder. Open up the line. Yeah, Tuhin respond.
अनुराग जी से.
Tuhin respond.
अनुराग जी से मैं सिर्फ पहले एक सवाल पूछूं. अर्नब जी, मैं अनुराग जी से पहले एक सवाल पूछता हूँ.
परमिशन नहीं देगी.
उनके ज्ञान,
नहीं दूंगा.
उनका कितना ज्ञान है पता चल जाएगा. अनुराग जी, मुझे वीवीपीएटी का फुल फॉर्म बता दीजिए.
लोकतंत्र के लिए खतरा हो सकता है.
आप मुझे वीवीपैट का फुल फॉर्म बता दीजिए.
ओपन डिबेट 3 versus 3.
मैं आप समझ लूंगा कि आपको इस विषय में थोड़ी बहुत जानकारी है.
जी.
अनुराग जी, मुझे वीवीपैट का फुल फॉर्म बताइए. मैं मान लूंगा क्योंकि आप थोड़ी बहुत जानकारी रखते हैं इस विषय पर, लेकिन आपको पता ही नहीं है कि वीवीपैट का मतलब क्या है. वीवीपैट को केवल इसलिए इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया था ताकि आप वोटिंग पैटर्न को कोरोबरेट कर सके. 2% वोट्स जो है वीवीपैट के जरिए कोरोबरेट होते हैं और उनमें कोई भी खामी नहीं पाई गई, कोई भी अनियमितता नहीं पाई गई.
The question is, viewers, what is the full form of VVPAT? Challenge question. An open challenge to Anurag Bhadoria. Anurag Bhadoria, VVPAT का full form बताइए. What is the full form of VVPAT? Google किए बिना, नीचे देखे बिना, फास्टेस्ट फिंगर फर्स्ट किए बिना VVPAT का फुल फॉर्म बताया जाए अभी. चॉइस नंबर 1.
अच्छा, आप ये बताइए, मैं सवाल जब पूछता हूँ तो आप इसी पे क्यों आते, जब फंस जाते हो तो आप मेरे पे क्यों सवाल हो जाते हो?
मैंने आपको पूछा, मैं तो जानता हूँ, आप नहीं जानते. He doesn't know the form of VVPAT. He doesn't know the spelling. ये कह रहे स्पेलिंग नहीं पता है. He doesn't know the spelling.
He does not even know how VVPAT has made
VVPAT का full form बताया जाए.
He does not even know the relevance.
Everybody be silent. Be silent. Don't say anything. अभी बताएंगे full form.
Tuhin, let him tell us the
Just don't say anything. Be quiet.
तीसरी बार ये सवाल पूछ चुके हैं. इसका मतलब आप पूछ के भूल जाते हो. सवाल ये है.
Tuhin, he does not know.
Verified paper audit trial. You know, Arnab, इनको पता ही नहीं है. जब फुल फॉर्म नहीं पता है तो इनको कैसे पता चलेगा कि 2011 में सुप्रीम कोर्ट के निर्देश पर 2014 के बाद से सारे इलेक्शंस में 2% वोट्स को वीवीपैट के जरिए कोरोबरेट किया जाता है. अब आप शांत हो जाइए.
Open debate right now. Piyush, who supports the Aam Aadmi Party, did Arvind Kejriwal hack the EVMs? Did Arvind Kejriwal hack the EVMs when he won 67 out of 70 seats in Delhi?
Arnab, let me be very clear. I have participated in your program on
wait. Let Piyush come
on multiple times about EVM, and I have maintained my position very clearly that after the institution of the VVPAT, and particularly at the time of counting, the election agents can choose, which 5 machines, countings is going to be corroborated with the VVPAT. So it's practically impossible to hack the EVM because you choose the randomization, you choose the machines. So after the introduction of VVPAT, it is practically impossible to hack the EVMs after they have been allotted for the voting centers. The only possibility is at the time of initial programming, and I think questions have been raised a number of times. The Honorable Supreme Court has also adjudicated on the matter. If the doubts keep on raising time and again, I think a forensic committee can analyze the VVPATs once and for all. But as far as I am concerned, I don't think there is anything wrong with the EVM. I think elections
Piyush, you're technically wrong. They cannot be programmed in the absence of the political parties. The Congress party has signed off on every machine, every EVM in Haryana, Piyush. Okay, how many kitne baar dikhayenge? Today the Chief Election Commissioner said, is there this much transparency in any other institution?
I agree with you there. I agree with you there that there's nothing wrong with EVMs as such. You know, it is the Bharatiya Janata Party's micromanagement, election micromanagement, which has won them the elections in Haryana.
Great,
So you deal with that micromanagement, you deal with the division of votes.
You surrendered to who?
Jyotsna is coming in. Jyotsna is responding. TDP responding on the debate. 9:30 p.m. Jyotsna, you have the TDP. Jyotsna.
I just cannot understand what he's talking, because I'll tell you why. Piyush ji, I respect you, but the point is, if you win, then वो तो अच्छा है. हम लोगों ने वो सब कुछ अच्छा चला. If you lose, it's that no, something is wrong. I really don't understand. And ऐसे ही लोग थे, अर्नब जी, ऐसे ही लोग थे आंध्र प्रदेश में भी. During 2019 elections, Jagan Mohan Reddy won with 151 seats. He said, "अरे वाह, fair elections चले." Abhi, he lost with almost, we won with 164 seats, and he said something is wrong with the election commission, something is wrong with the EVMs, and everything has been managed. Yes, the same term he has used.
Kapil, you mentioned. Kapil mentioned earlier today.
Are we getting calls?
Election commission के हाथ में है वो.
Even if we win, we'll question.
But EVMs are not working under the influence of Bharatiya Janata Party. So when it comes to election commission can be influenced. They can decide the dates of election under the influence of Bharatiya Janata Party, but the EVMs are not. So
no, I'm getting Kapil and he's going to strike. Kapil, 2009 general elections, Congress got 206 seats, formed the government. Wasn't it done with EVMs? Why were EVMs okay then? 2009 general elections. Today, Bhadoria mentioned what Advani said, but Congress said we believe in EVMs. Congress got 206 seats. Why did you form the government if it was done through EVMs then?
नहीं आप भारतीय जनता पार्टी क्यों विश्वास कर रही है ईवीएम पे? अब क्यों विश्वास है? उस समय 2009 में विश्वास नहीं था, अब विश्वास क्यों हो गया? क्योंकि 2014 में इलेक्शन जीत गए. उसके बाद
Kapil, you're not answering. Kapil, you're not answering. Lines are on. Kapil, come on.
Yes.
अनुराग भैया यही क्वेश्चन आप कांग्रेस से भी पूछ लीजिए.
बता चुका हूं. I think the question
Jyotsna, Kapil is on the debate. Kapil, louder now. Kapil.
So, Arnab, if you look at, one of the issue raised when this petition was being heard in the Honorable Supreme Court is, when you have the paper audit in the VVPAT machines, why is it that you are so afraid to give that, that paper audit trail to the, the person who has casted vote, just to verify so that, he also creates a record that whom he has voted for? You give me one plausible reason. While my good friend Tuhin here was, acting like a headmaster and was seeking full form and definitions, I challenge him to explain how this government will be impacted and what stops this government from giving that paper trail to the person who has voted.
Okay, I'll request Tuhin to reply to Kapil. Tuhin to Kapil.
Yes, give me a logical reason, one logic why you will not give that paper trail.
Yeah, Tuhin reply now. Kapil, come on. Tuhin's replying to you.
I'm answering you right away. Arnab, the same officials who are present at the time of counting are also present at the time when the VVPAT are being corroborated. So, at the time of counting, you don't have the provision of a voter going and seeing how his vote is being counted. Do you not trust institutions? Do you not trust the technical and the administrative safeguards which an institution is putting into place?
Okay.
Do you not trust the officials who are completely apolitical by nature? This only shows the kind of paranoia the present Congress party is living in. The kind of delusions that it is entertaining. Every time that you realize that it is getting difficult to fight the BJP, you think it is easier to fight the AVM and you go after EVM.
I have a different question. Kapil, I want to ask a counter question before I take my first call because I keep it very fast. 1 minute. I'm known to keep my debates very fast, and my counter question to Kapil right now is, Kapil and Piyush, my question is to Kapil. Kapil, can you tell me how the EVMs that have been used in 2024 in Haryana legislative elections, which you say are untrustworthy, are different from the EVMs that were used in the 2023 Telangana legislative elections when you won 64 seats and you said they're perfectly all right?
I have never said so.
You have said so. You have said so.
No,
Oh, come on now. You have said so. You never complained after the
I
Telangana Assembly elections. Come on.
Please replay the
You've
tape.
fallen hook, line and sinker for my
No,
question.
So you are being, caught lying on the national television, your own television, which has, credible viewership. You are lying to your viewers. You please repeat. I challenge you on your channel itself. You please repeat the tape wherein I have said that this particular EVM was compromised or these were different from Telangana. You please replay that. I will not
Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing, the difference between you and me. The difference between you and me. No, it's all right. You can use strong language. I'll tell you there are many faults that I have. I am very often biased. I'm very often prejudiced. But unlike you, I'm never wrong and I never lie. So take back your words before I make mincemeat of your argument. I will make mincemeat of you on my program now. Please watch. Answer my question. You've called me a liar. Then I want to ask you. I want to ask you whether your party. I want to ask you. I'm not. No. 1 second. Viewers will decide. Your choice is whether I make noodles or chop suey of you. The only difference is in one case I'll fry you, and the other case I will boil you. You have a choice tonight, and my counter to you is everybody on. 1 minute. My question to you is, Kapil, 1 minute, Kapil, why are you?
What stops you from playing?
Kapil, now don't behave like Charles Sobraj caught red-handed in the middle of a crime. My question to you is this. Can you tell me, okay, you tell Jyotsna. Tell me what press conference did you have against EVMs when you won 40 seats in Himachal in 2022 with a 44% vote share? Silence.
Can I come in?
Kapil Madan has no answer.
Arnab, you also have to ask what did Jairam Rameshji say then? You also have to ask that, Arnab. What did Jairam Rameshji say then? Or what did say that, and why did they celebrate, and why are they in government now in Telangana? If everything was good, then it was good, now it is bad just because they lost Haryana.
Kapil is looking down, unsure of what to say. I further ask you, Kapil. Never take a chance with me.
I have made a habit to respond to stupidity with a smile, and I will respond, with a smile, because you are caught on your own channel.
You are sounding as intelligent as Kamala Harris.
You're not replaying the tape.
Now listen to me.
The tape, and we all understand
I will further ask a question. I'll continue to hammer him, viewers. Please watch. I have a caller right now, so he's been waiting for a long time. Then I will hammer you after that. Dilip Upadhyay is calling from Surat. Dilip, are you enjoying the debate? Which side are you on? Do you trust EVM?
I am always with you.
Oh, thank you. See, he'll say I'm hacking. He's saying I'm hacking my program. Yeah, Anurag kahenge maine hack kar diya program.
Why you call idiots like Anurag Badoria?
Oh God! Don't do that. Don't call him that.
On your debate, because they are not allowing others to speak, and the charm of this debate goes away. That's the point. And in another way,
he's speaking over you also, Dilip. He's saying something to you. Wait 1 minute. He's saying something. Dilip, 1 minute. Anurag ji, आप मेरे व्यूअर को क्या कहना चाहते हैं?
मैं उनको रिस्पेक्टेड बोलूंगा. उन्होंने मुझे अगर इडियट बोला है तो मैं उनका सम्मान करता हूं. मैं उनको फिर भी रिस्पेक्टेड बोलूंगा, क्योंकि मैं हिंदुस्तानी हूं. मैं अपने हिंदुस्तानियों का सम्मान करता हूं. पार्टी कोई भी हो सकती है, हमारी किसी की पार्टी कुछ भी हो, लेकिन हम एक दूसरे का सम्मान करें. ये हिंदुस्तान का संस्कार कहता है.
सम्मान करते हैं तो उनकी बात भी सुन लीजिए, दिलीप जी.
Can I ask him a question?
Ask. Dilip Upadhyay of Surat is asking the SP spokesperson a question. Anurag ji सुन लीजिए, उनको तो सुन लीजिए, हमें तो नहीं. दिलीप जी बोलिए.
Anurag ji, can I ask you a question?
Please.
If you allow me, then you do not know the discipline of the debate. You never allow others to speak.
तो आप अर्नब को भी तो पढ़ाओ थोड़ा सा, सब आप ही पढ़ाओगे। अर्नब जी तो क्लास लो, सारा क्लास
Arnab is holding, he is an anchor. He is an anchor, but person like you do not. The whole charm of the debate goes away.
Okay, Dilip ji, I thank you very much for joining us, and you know, next time you come face to face with Anurag. मैंने कुछ नहीं कहा, viewers कह रहे हैं. Shyam from Bengaluru is calling tonight. Shyam, which side are you on this debate?
Yeah, hi Arnab. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening, Shyam.
So, I mean, it's really funny, you know. See, first of all, बहुत लोगों ने बोला अभी डिबेट में कि लोगों को डाउट है. मैं बताना चाहता हूँ पैनलिस्ट, ऑनरेबल सारे पैनलिस्ट को, किसी को कोई डाउट नहीं है अर्नब. ईवीएम इज कम्प्लीटली यू नो टैम्पर प्रूफ. ये लोग जो करते हैं, कांग्रेस जो भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी बोलते हैं कि नहीं ईवीएम हैक है, ये एक्चुअली हमारा डिसरेस्पेक्ट है. हम जाते हैं वोट करने के लिए इतने मेहनत करके और ये बोलते हैं कि ईवीएम हैक है. अगर ऐसा ही होता तो हरियाणा में क्या इतनी सीट बीजेपी को, कांग्रेस को भी आ सकती थी क्या? अगर बीजेपी को हैक ही करना होता तो सारे सीट आ जाते ना बीजेपी को. जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में क्या बीजेपी अपोजिशन में जाती क्या? पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. मतलब दूसरी बात मैं कहना चाहता हूँ,
डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना चाहिए.
हाँ, दूसरी बात मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ, जो लोग भी आज भी मैंने कांग्रेस आप ही के प्रोग्राम पे सुन रहा था, वही बोल रहे थे कि आप सीधे चले जाओ बैलेट पेपर पे, राइट? अरे बैलेट पेपर पे जाएंगे, इतना खर्च आएगा. आई एम एज मिडिल क्लास पर्सन, आई एम नॉट ओके विद दैट.
True.
We have a technology which can give us the ease to vote. And ये सारे खर्च बचते हैं कंट्री के. मैं क्यों I'm not okay with that.
Shyam, Piyush is responding to you. Just Piyush.
Yeah.
Ballot paper is an entirely different set of problems. That's why we cannot go back to the era of ballot papers when the entire booths used to be hacked in the interiors of the country, and all the ballot papers.
But then there are three people in the alliance.
There's one election reform which can happen. That is the 100% counting of VVPAT slips. That can happen, and the election commission should move forward in that direction.
Not possible.
100%. No, 100% is not possible. The electoral process will never be over. Tuhin will reply to that. Tuhin, you should reply to that.
Counting is done. No, I think, these people have not followed the case. The election commission has very categorically explained in the Supreme Court why 100% counting is not possible. Even if you take a 2% sample and that sample is taken randomly, the finding holds. Please understand statistics before you get into this debate. Please understand facts before you get into this debate. Arnab, एक और point मैं यहाँ पे बहुत important raise करना चाहता हूँ. You have no idea that ballot paper counting in this day and age can be extremely inhumane. Are you aware that in Indonesia, which follows one of the most tedious form of paper ballot counting, 270 people had died during the process of counting of these paper ballots in 2019, and 114 people in 2024 elections because of exhaustion-related illnesses. Do they want that kind of chaos and mayhem in India?
So you provide the services to the persons who are counting the VVPAT slips, but do not make such kind of monstrous argument. Now, all I'm trying to say here...
No, this is all a sour loser argument. Why you are not a sour loser? Why are you supporting the Congress? The Congress is the sour loser. Tell me one election Congress has won when they have a problem with the VV. Tomorrow, let me tell you, be careful. Tomorrow, Aam Aadmi Party, if you win in Delhi, Congress will accuse you of tampering the EVMs.
Arnab,
No, Jyotsna.
I have maintained, even when I myself contested the elections and lost it, I maintained that the EVMs are good. There's nothing wrong with EVMs.
No, the issue is not that.
But in this country,
the issue is not that.
Like we did away with electoral bonds.
No, the issue is not that. The issue is not that, sir. The issue is that in the world's largest democracy, you are going around saying we don't respect the mandate.
Yes.
We don't respect the Indian electoral system. We don't accept the Indian democratic system. This is anti-national thinking. This hurts the interests of Bharat. Jyotsna is responding to you on the debate so that we can have an open debate on this. Lines are still on, calls are still on. Jyotsna.
Arnab ji, my point is there are legal and judicial endorsements to the EVMs being used. There is public trust and also expert trust. I'm telling you why expert trust is. Experts from the IITs and other technical panels have literally designed these machines with security in mind. Their involvement in the system, successful use over decades without proven tampering shows everything. Now, as you rightly said, they are just questioning something because they're not. Because a party
Anurag and Kapil and Abhishek also on the left. Yeah.
On its own comes back and says, "Nahi, EVM so galat hai." You, just because you lost, you keep saying that EVMs are wrong. And again, my question remains the same, Arnab. What is the problem?
I'll tell you, Jyotsna, they want to go back to booth capturing. They want ballot papers. SP wants to capture booths. RJD wants to capture booths. They want to go back to booth capturing.
अभिषेक कह रहे हैं कि समाजवादी पार्टी और इंडिया अलायंस के नेता बूथ कैप्चरिंग करना चाहते हैं।
कैप्चरिंग करना चाहते हो, अनुराग चाहते हो। यही अनुराग साजिश। और वीवीपैट का फुल फॉर्म बता देना। वीवीपैट का फुल फॉर्म बता दो।
अरे
गूगल नहीं किया अभी।
अरे भाई
आपको फुल फॉर्म पता नहीं है। आप अरे यार थोड़ा एजुकेट योरसेल्फ एंड कम टू द डिबेट ना।
ओके अनुराग,
वो मैंने आप जैसे पागल को क्यों बताऊं मैं?
पागल इज रॉन्ग लैंग्वेज।
The P does not stand for पागल in वीवीपैट, by the way.
आपको मैं जो कि हम
आपको क्या पता है यार? You're an empty vessel that makes noise.
क्या बताया?
समाजवादी पार्टी के लोग बेशर्म है कि आप प्रवक्ता हो। समाजवादी पार्टी नहीं कहते कि
no personal attack, no personal attack.
He's an embarrassment to the समाजवादी
no personal attack. He's responding anyway to you. We listen to the response. We listen to the response, whatever it is. Anurag,
अरे I'll set him straight.
1 minute.
आप उससे लड़ने आए हो, क्या करने आए हो भाई?
अरे बूथ कैप्चरिंग करना चाहते हो ना, यही तो है बात, तो यही है ना भाई।
विश्वास नहीं है,
बूथ कैप्चरिंग करना चाहते हो। आपको तो वीवीपैट का फुल फॉर्म नहीं पता है।
अनुराग
तो दिया, कितनी बार बोल दिया आपको फुल फॉर्म नहीं पता, फुल फॉर्म नहीं पता? कान के बहरे हो क्या?
अरे बताओ।
अनुराग मैंने बोला है, कितनी बार बोला है?
अरे आप
कितनी बार बोला? बता, 3 बार
क्या डिबेट करें आपके साथ?
3 बार सुन लीजिए।
आप जैसे अनपढ़ के साथ क्या डिबेट करें?
1 minute. I'm responding right now, please. 9:46, 47.
मैं वीवीपैट का 3 बार फुल फॉर्म बोल चुका, लेकिन मुझे पता है डिबेट रेल करने के चक्कर में आप ऐसे बोलना चाहते हो। 3 बार मैं इसी आप डिबेट में
तो आपके साथ क्या डिबेट करें? आपको कुछ पता ही नहीं है।
तुम्हें क्या पता है? क्या पता है कितनी सीटें लोकसभा में? बताइए।
नहीं, सिग्नेचर कर सकते हैं आप, साइन कर सकते हो या ऐसे अंगूठा छाप सकते हो। अंगूठा छाप।
Hot debate. 1 minute. Taking the next caller is Rajiv Kumar from Gurugram is calling tonight. Rajiv, can you hear me? Rajiv?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's your thought on this?
Evening.
On this debate?
Very good evening.
Yeah. Which side are you on?
I would only say one thing. The very old Hindi saying, "Naach na jane aangan teda." Now, anywhere has any BJP MP or MLA who has lost, have they ever said that there's a problem in the EVM? It is only the Modi Virodhi Brigade which only harps only on EVM. They have nothing but, they are disgracing the voter. And this gentleman, Mr. Bhadoria, who was getting very upset and बहुत आराम से ये कह रहे थे कि the first caller, he used unparliamentary language. ये उनको हिंदुस्तानी सभ्यता सिखा रहे थे और अभी अपना आपा खो बैठे थे ये बीजेपी के स्पोक्स पर्सन से।
अनुराग
नहीं है, वो एक मेंटल केस है। उसको ये नहीं पता राज्यसभा में सीटें कितनी है, कितनी राज्यसभा में सीटें हैं बोलना। राज्यसभा में सीटें कितनी है? राज्यसभा में चुनाव कैसे?
We should not get personal. Nobody should get personal.
No, Anurag, Rajiv Kumar, viewer is responding to you. They don't get personal. He say he's right. Don't get personal.
अच्छा, कितनी सीटें यहाँ पे नॉमिनेट होती हैं जरा बताना? प्रेसिडेंट कितनी सीटें नॉमिनेट करता है?
12 सीट, 12 सीट।
He himself is trying to derail because they have lost Haryana. They were very happy in the morning.
Yeah.
But when the things started
the thing
moving,
is, see Rajiv, what is happening, I'll tell you. The Congress is saying, the same Congress which says we do not believe in exit polls, is now going around saying, but exit polls said that we will win. Ye kya logic hai, Piyush?
Pawan Khera is blaming the media.
Earlier they said we don't believe in exit polls. Now Congress is saying, but exit poll ne kaha tha hum jeetenge. There's no logic here. Piyush, you understand?
The problem is this, that the micromanagement got better of them, and that is where the whole problem is.
No, but your party also. No, Piyush, even your party. No. When Aam Aadmi Party lost to Shiromani Akali Dal BJP alliance in Punjab in 2017, at that point of time, did Arvind Kejriwal not question EVMs and ask for a re-examination of VVPATs?
I disagreed with my own party then. So what's wrong with disagreeing with your own party?
Yours a very sort of mature view. Jyotsna, yours a very mature view. But it's a rare view at the same time. Jyotsna.
But you know, there is one electoral reform that we all must look forward to.
Jyotsna.
That is something that will answer all the questions, and there's nothing wrong with that. When the Election Commission takes 2 to 3 days to read the voting percentage, then of course the voting VVPAT 100% counting can be done.
एक मिनट, thank you. Arnab ji, you have to understand the emotional, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, वो जो सागा है कांग्रेस का, आपको ये जानना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि everyone is asking why are they unhappy today with Haryana. I'll tell you why they are unhappy. जितने जिलेबी बांटे थे ना अर्नब जी, वो सब पैसा बर्बाद हो गया. जितने जिलेबी बांटे थे ना, वो सब पैसा बर्बाद हो गया. That's the problem. That's the crux of the problem. That's the reason they are unhappy. नहीं तो कोई और चीज बताओ. I'm telling you, they cannot be programmed. They can only be programmed once. They cannot be tampered with. Yeah. There is a technical situation. There is a technical panel.
Viewers, I am closing by saying that well over 90% of the people watching the program tonight trust the EVMs. I'm not saying that this is in any ways a very deep dipstick. But
they are serious about their complaints. If the Congress party is serious about its protest, in the next 24 hours it should quit the state governments of Karnataka, Telangana and Himachal and not go in for elections till paper ballots are introduced. Let the Congress party watch the...
100% counting of...
मुझे लगता है हम लोग डिबेट करने आते हैं, जो बीजेपी के सपोर्टर उनसे कहिए कि पढ़ लिख के आए करें. अगर ऐसे लोग डिबेट में आए तो हम लोग को मत बुलाइए. हम लोग लड़ाई झगड़ा करने आते नहीं, डिबेट में बात करने आते हैं. बीजेपी के प्रवक्ता से मेरी बात हुई, वो एक दूसरा बीजेपी सपोर्ट है, वीवीपैट. अरे भाई कितनी बार उसका बोल चुका हूं, लेकिन आप हमारा एग्जाम लेने के लिए आते हैं.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for participating on the debate. We've given all views, that everyone their chance, their turn. I believe the majority of people are very much supportive of EVMs. That's where things stand. I hope this is the last debate we have on this. I fear not. I see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, the debate continues. In case, and I want to say this, in case you missed my 8 p.m. debate, I began with giving very clear views on why I believe the American deep state is the one instigating Trudeau. In case you missed that debate is playing now. In just a few minutes, please watch that. Tell me what you think, and let's join hands in a debate to keep this country united. That has to be our only commitment. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Co-powered by Jaguar Bath & Light.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm,